figure out sometimes.
Testing, 1, 2. Testing, can you hear us? Not loud enough yet.
Just like that. Yeah.
I do the left stick. I'm gonna go find the other mic.
Okay, yeah.
Can you test it?
I can hear it, but it's really crackly.
Crackly? Testing. Testing. Sounds all right. Testing second microphone. Okay, we're a little late, not too bad. It's 5:20. We're starting our sale pig preview, and this first pen here, or these first two males coming in, are our land races. We're starting with the hardest ones first. These are lots 98 and 100 that have just came into the ring here. So, lot 100 is the guy over there on the far side that Harley's working on. 98 is now in front of the gate over there. Maybe try a little mud or something, girls, see if you can get them to kind of come to the center there. But so lot 100, which is the barrow that is on the left over there, that is a Wildcat sire pig, and well, actually, they're mates. There's three mates, 98, 99, and 100. So they're sired by Wildcat, and then dam would be Change Your Pace 8-9, which is straight white male sister, one of our very best landrace sows. You'll see the third mate here in a second, but kind of split which ones we like. They all three are a little different. This one Harley's got, again, that's lot 98 that's kind of coming at you. See if you can just grab the whips and get them going, girls. Be a little easier with the crosses, but 98 is probably the shortest backed one of them. Very, very stout. I thought he maybe had the biggest hind leg of the three of them. The 100 that Amaya's got there is maybe the biggest of them as far as just size and extension goes. He's got really good stoutness of bone as well. We mentioned during the board preview, but I'd tell you this is as stout of a group of land races as what we've had yet this year. I think that the four landrace barrows we're offering all are very capable of winning breed shows and even talk about on a national level. I think these are the kind we can, you're going to a Midwest State Fair or something, you better look in at these guys. They're pretty good. So 98's a little smaller one, 100's a little taller one there that Amaya's got.
I get to see a lot, or I guess relatively compared to others, a lot of landrace pigs this time of year that are selling to show jackpots and at national shows and then Midwest State Fairs. This is a heck of a way to start a preview, Russell. These are two really, really good landrace barrows that I think can compete anywhere in the country. I don't care where you're at. If you have a landrace barrow show and these two aren't towards the top, the judge probably doesn't need to be judging anywhere because these are very good hogs. They're extended, they're good looking, they've got heavy legs, heavy bones, big-footed, even toes, very flexible. In this breed specifically, they're long-hipped. They're very, very comfortable. I like both these landrace males a whole bunch. Check.
Hello. All right, we are back up. Sorry, guys. Just a quick change we had to do to get our power going here. So these next two land races coming in are 99 and 101. So, if you're not in the land race deal, then just hang on. These are the last two, and we'll show you some crosses. But pretty excited about these land races that we've got in the sale. This guy on the far side over here that Amaya's working is 99. Harley over here is working on 101. Just get him to follow you, Harley. You can kind of stand up when you do that, and it works a little better too. 101 is an after hours, and his mom would be straight white male 6'9", which is one of our best straight white male daughters. And then this 99 over here that Amaya's got, he's a mate to those other two. So it'd be a Wildcat, Change of Pace. I studied these in depth this morning, the three mates, 98, 99, and 100. I really don't know which one's the best one. I think they're all very similar. 99 is definitely the sharpest looking of the three of them. If you want just a really good look ahead of your blade, lots of shape, that's this 99 pig that Amaya's showing off. This 101 over here, though, that Harley's got is one to take note on. That litter, and you'll see us make gilt here in a little bit, they're thick as can be. They are very moderate, good-bodied, really big-ribbed, and just when you get in on top of them, there's a lot of power in those guys. They're still pretty stout-featured. I don't know that I wouldn't answer with 101 as being my favorite landrace barrel in the sale, but try to get a good look at them and study them. We believe all four of them have relevance, whether you're wanting to go to Redwood Empire Fair over here and, that has a pedigreed show that's 1st August, or whether you're wanting to jackpot pig, or whether you're wanting to go to like Expo, finish at Indiana State Fair, something like that. These are the kind of land races that win.
Like Russell said, these are the kind that win, and the landrace barrel thing at our two big summer shows, which are Expo and Louisville, the Summer Spectacular, it's not easy to win the landrace barrel show, but these four that we've already talked about are as good at this size as I've seen in a really long time. And I think there's subtle differences in maybe how you like to feed it. Like the 101 is certainly the power hog, which I don't mind at all. I think you just feed that one differently than maybe the 3 litter mates. So buy them how you like to feed them. I don't think you'll be upset if you buy any 4 of these landrace males. They're darn good.
So maybe a little non-traditional Ottenwalter Showpigs style. We've got purebreds here at the beginning of the sale, so if you're not used to seeing red ones here, it's because we haven't had them for a couple years. We're honestly excited to have them in the barn. These guys kind of make me smile every time I walk in. And we had 2 really strong litters of red pigs that are represented in this set. These 3 are out of the first litter. They're actually litter 1. They're the first litter in the entire group. They're sired by Jumpman, that's at Upper Hand. On a statement day, 38.9 sow. That statement day sow was a gilt purchase from Doug Stewart. Reese Vieira showed her at Western Regional, and we had a bunch of purebred gilts on feed last year. I guess it would have been 23, and she was one of our very favorites. She's made a really good little sow. And this litter's been really, really strong. So actually, I just lied to you. This litter's out of Statement Day 7610. The other litter's out of Reese Vieira's. So this Statement Day was showed at CYE last year by the Lane Girls. Was also bred by Doug Stewart. So Jumpman, Statement Day's pedigree. These again are 86, 87, 88. Amaya's got 88 there in the center of the ring. Palin's working on, I believe, 86, and then Harley's got 87 over there. So, I guess main difference is we can kind of just try to get more to the middle if we can, girls. That 86 is really moderate and thick. 87 is probably the tallest, and I would say the tallest fronthead, maybe the best looking, longest fronthead of them from that standpoint. Then 88 over here that Amaya's got, he's the really thick one, really moderate one. We've had a lot of questions and frankly a lot of interest on these red pigs. What I'd tell you is, if you're looking for county fair hogs, we have a lot of folks buying county fair hogs here tomorrow. These reds, they'll run with you. They'll run at them county fairs. We've had a lot of county fairs over the years to get won by Durocs. Whether they have a breed division or not, doesn't matter. A good red one's a very fun one, and a lot of these shows, especially in Oregon, starting to get these judges from the Midwest. They don't care, if there's a breed show or not. If there's a good red one, they're going to use them. So I wouldn't be scared of them. Again, these guys are 86, 87, 88.
Again, like I talked with the landrace, buy the one that you think, 1, fits your show and your endpoint, but 2, the kind that you like to feed. all I know is they're three really good red male hogs. They're stout, they're really big-footed, they're really square, they're really flexible. And that's going to get you towards the front of any D-Rock show that I go to in the country. And they still are sharp about their look. I don't know if I was forced to pick a favorite, which one I could land on, because I've looked at all three, and at different points I thought they're the ones I liked. Stout skulled, stout jawed, still clean about their jawline. Three really good red male hogs. Buy the one that you like.
These next two coming in here are 85 and 4. This 4 is on a really strong litter. We'll show you the rest of the mates here in a minute. But so what 4 would be is heavyweight, no stranger, endgame. It'd be the pedigree there. This 5 litter is one of the strongest litters in the entire set, and one of the reasons we're so high on this heavyweight boar. Then this other guy again here is lot 85 that Harley's got. That would be a different league, American Spirit. Like we said, pretty much anything American Spirit got bred to different league for this spring. You'll see a lot of that throughout the sale. Talk about the one that Amaya's got there first real quick. Again, that's lot 4. That's a really strong litter. Heavyweight, no stranger, endgame. That pig's one of my favorites, just kind of going through as far as bone and hair and stoutness and squareness. And you'll see a couple mates that maybe have a little more, just power at this stage. But very, very high on this litter of pigs. I think that one just is right on point with what a show barrel is supposed to look like that can win a big show at this stage. Then again, the 85 that Amaya's got, the little bit bigger one there, a little taller, different league deal. He's going to be a big muscle pig, very big-legged. He's got lots of hair and kind of extra features. He's a bigger pin set kind of pig too. Again, he's tag 85, and he'd be one that fit your, 1st of August kind of time frame. Just right on the money as well. And for being a different league at his maturity, that'd be a pretty fun one to feed for a big show at that time frame.
We shift gears here into some crossbred males, and man, that 85 has a sharp look about him. He's really long, from his shoulder forward, that's a long ways, and he does it with a clean look, but still stout about his mug. Really, really heavy structured, big muscled kind of a hog, but would be a really fun one to feed. Looks like the kind that get to a heavyweight and are really hard to get around. That's a really big hind leg that flexes and moves in the right direction. And then the 4 hog, obviously probably a different endpoint than the other one here, probably a little later if need be and could be. This one's just got those extra features that you hear people talk about that it takes to swing for the fences. That's a stout mug. That's a stout hind leg that, again, he uses his hock the way he's supposed to. He's got big feet. He flexes. He moves. He's got a good look. He's kind of got that cocky attitude about him. Good pair to start the cross males, Russell.
That lot 4 will sell intact as well. He's one of those, and they're listed on their on the sales sheet we provide here, and also online on Showpig. Everything's correct. So if it says boar, they will sell that way. For those of you that aren't used to that, we're kind of working on selling a few more that way nowadays. We are happy to castrate them for you if you'd like us to. All you got to do is let us know. These next 3 coming in are 5, 6, and 84. So they would be litter mates to that lot 4 we just showed you. So again, the pedigree here would be heavyweight, no stranger, in-game. And they're black, all of them. They're all solid black. I don't know that there's a speck of white on them, but they're really, really fun pigs. They've got a black sister we'll show you here in a little bit too, but this has been one of our kind of favorite litters. That lot 6 is the one that Harley in the red striped shirt has got. I think Palin's got 5 over there. She's in the green, and then Amaya in the purple's got 84. So again, heavyweight, no stranger. Maybe that one Harley's got we can focus on, probably the easiest in the corner there. Again, that's lot 6. just really fun pigs. I mean, you guys can kind of see what they are as far as bone and width. I'd tell you the chest on these guys is very, very good. Their center rib is very impressive. Squareness of hock, very impressive as well. Between studying 5 and 6 earlier, I really couldn't tell a whole lot of differences. And then this 84, he's a pig that was a one nutter that we had fixed the other day. So he's maybe looked a little off this morning. He looks like he's got some pep back in his step today, but that's a pig that's already been fixed as well. He's a little greener in his muscle pattern, but it wouldn't surprise me if he winds up being the best one in the end as well. So again, 5, 6, and 84. Don't look past or look past the color here. These guys are some pretty special pigs, maybe some of the very best in the sale. They don't have a belt, but you can win a big one with a black pig, especially when they look like this.
Yeah, the Ohio State Fair in 2023, champion Barrow was all black. North American Guild Show 2 years ago, champion was all black, and she brought 5,000, something like that. A whole lot of money. I don't care what the color is. If the judge knows what he's doing, he's going to find the best ones. And this 5 litter looks special to me, Russell. They have that look, that presence, that arrogance. They have the shape, the bone, the feature, the skeletons that it takes to win a big-time show. Again, I don't know if you could make me pick a favorite, because each time you look at a different one, there's something that draws you to these hogs. So, again, buy the one that fits your endpoint, but if you can't find the quality in these, you might not want to show pigs anymore.
All right, we're into the next group here. These are 21 and 22 just coming in. So there's 4 mate barrows. We'll show you these 2 first. They are heavyweight 3-peat. So their mom would actually be the mom of Lonely Road, a herd boarder we showed you earlier. And again, sire here is heavyweight. We've been so high on these heavyweight pigs after sorting this set of pigs, and he stamped his chest and his center rib really, really well. These guys have got it, and then when you get in behind them, they've got a nice big hind leg that works right. So the 21 is the white one there that Harley and the red striped shirts got, and then 22 is the blue barrow that Amaya's got there. I think right on for light cross kind of barrow for like CYE or one of the Midwest state fairs. This 21 does have some blue around his eyes, but I think could probably be made into a York barrow for one of those events for a CYE kind of deal. Was really high in this litter, and we'll show you their 2 mates here in a minute. I don't know which one's the best one, but this white 21, solid white one there, is the biggest ended one. When you get in behind him, he has a really big hind leg that he sets down. Looks like maybe needs to be brought a little bit slower, but we could see that one being really, really fun as he gets bigger. And then just a bulletproof one in this other guy here, this 22 blue. No holes, very, very square built, and yet stout enough. And typically that light cross division is a little easier way to get into the sale. This kind of pig I'd get pretty serious about if I was wanting to show a light cross.
Yeah, a pair of light cross pigs here that I think certainly can be competitive in that division and do it in a hurry. Again, 2 different feeds on how you feed them. 21, you're gonna bring a little slower, and then 22, I just all gas and really push and shove on him and be really happy with the end point there. But 2 really good litter mate hogs that I think can get you to the front of a light cross division in a hurry.
So 19 and 20 coming in, and they're mates to those 2 white ones we just showed you. We kind of had every color under the rainbow in that litter. And interesting color on this guy, especially here that Amaya's got. I believe that's, is that 20 that you've got there? And then 19 would be the kind of calico, but he's got I don't know if the screen shows it very well, but he's got kind of two-faced look to them there. Black on one side, white on the other. Again, heavyweight three-peat would be the pedigree. Those mamas, we have 3 of those three-peat 167 sows, and they don't miss every time. They're just very, very good sows. We've kept daughters out of them. They've made winners. High-selling pigs in our sales last year. Several were out of them sows. So, predictable on mama side here. I'd tell you, just study these guys. They're going to be muscle hogs. There's going to be a lot of power in these pigs. They're going to have a big chest. They're going to be kind of bigger ended when you get in behind them. Very, very good pasturned hogs. Just right on the money. If you've got a show in early August, late July, these are something you probably want to kind of spend some time studying. Again, 19's the kind of cheetah colored deal, and the one with the really unique markings there on his face is lot 20. But heavyweight three-peat would be their pedigree.
That 20 is as unique of a color pattern as just when you think you see them all, you see one that's just kind of throws you for a loop. But remember, a judge is going to think that too. That's different. And when they're good quality and have a different color pattern like that, the judge is going to keep coming back. And I think that's a really neat hog. It's another really good litter. This cheetah-colored one's no different. Really big-footed, a really big forearmed, neat look in front of his shoulder blade, really square when he leaves you. Really good litter here. And these heavyweights, excited to see how they feed.
So these next 3 coming in are 23, 53, and 54. So Palin's got 53 over there on the far side, and then 54 here that Amaya in the purple has got, and then Harley's got 23 over there in the corner. So 53, 54 littermates. They're sired by Wile E. Coyote, and they're actually out of Game of Thrones littermate sister. So the pedigree would be Wile E. Coyote in-game, Rockstar. This was actually the first litter of Wile E. Coyote pigs. Had some people find them. They were out for the last sale. Find them in the in the back barns and ask about them, and kind of keeping tabs on them. Been an easy to find litter, throughout, just as far as muscle and look, and just kind of the ones that stand out to you. There's going to be a lot of muscle in these guys. You can see that pretty easy. They're going to be thicker made pigs. They've got good width of skeleton. The 53 is probably just a rib longer body. The 54 is a little shorter body. Got a big old stout head and a big chest coming at you. Again, those are the Wile E. Coyote end games. Then the 23 over here, he's the kind of more chromed up, little bit taller deal there. That would be a Toy Story BD 40-1. Pretty high on that pig. He's one we cut these pigs about a week ago. He's one that has a little bit more swelling. I'm pretty sure the moon was off on the day that we castrated pigs this time. We've been lucky. It's usually been pretty good, but promise you that that's something to you got to look past. It's just part of pigs. You got to read them at this stage when you can see them, and when you got the time to evaluate them when you're here. So. That's not an issue there. That's a really good pig, guys. That's a pig that's got a great skeleton working in him. He's got a good sharp head. He's got lots of muscle shape. I tell you, there's a fair in Southern Oregon that Ryan Rash is judging. We got to see him judge our county fair here in Colusa last year. He likes a kind of a taller fronted, muscular, just good looking kind of pig. It looks very similar to that. I would say that'd be kind of his type and kind. So maybe keep that in mind. But again, that would be lot 23 would be a Toy Story BD 40-1.
A really good trio, and Russell, it's funny you mentioned the moon. I always was taught as a kid growing up, the moon that'll affect swelling, and everywhere I go, everybody talks about that. So there's got to be some truth to it. But don't let that deter you from that 23 hog. He's darn good. And he's going to get to a big heavy weight and be attractive. He's going to be bold. He's going to be three-dimensional, and he's going to be sound. And those are all good things. And I don't care who's judging. If they don't like those things, they probably don't need to be judging hog shows, I would say. And then the pair of litter mates, they are robust hogs, three-dimensional, round-bodied, heavy structured, heavy duty kind that still give you a look, which if you stayed for or were here for the board preview and saw Wile E. Coyote, all that would make sense. So a good trio. Again, we're going to sound like broken records all night, but buy the ones that fit where your endpoint is, and I think you'll be pretty happy with any of these three.
'48, '49, '52, just coming in here. And we've got a different league pig there, and I believe is that's the belted one there. I think he is 52. Is that right, Harley? No, he is 49. So 49's a different league. 52 over there. Amaya's got in the purple. That's that calico. He would be a heavyweight. And then Harley's got an American Spirit, lot 48 over here. So I guess start with Harley's lot 48 American Spirit there. Sired by American Spirit. On that pig is actually out of a pretty old sow. We kind of made that mating to make some females. Would be out of Mayweal's mom. So he is what he is sow. Really big bodied, really stout. He's a pig that you kind of got to appreciate just how big his skull is, how big his center is, and his feet and toes and everything points the right direction. He's still stout enough to be a player. That's pretty nice pig there, guys. Take note on that guy. He's probably going to have some grow in him as well. That lot 48 there that Harley's got. Then 52 Amaya's got is the other calico there. He would be a heavyweight, Game of Thrones. He's got another couple mates in the sale. Was a pretty strong litter. Lots of muscle in that guy. Just a real good look. Lots of shape as well. And then the 49 that Harley's got, belted, different league barrel. Excuse me, Palin's got him over here in front of me. He's one of the bigger frame, kind of different league barrels in the sale, which is probably a good thing. Looks like he's going to have some growth to him. He's extremely square built. He's one that might be a little bit under the radar. There's going to be a lot of good different league pigs we'll show you here tonight. This guy's selling kind of in the middle of the pack of them, but study the way he's built and what he can do. That guy probably could get a lot done, and it's probably going to be one of those that's not going to be just the highest seller in the sale. So I would tell you, check him out and see if he fits your bill. But there's not much that's wrong with that guy there. So again, the belt is 49, big calico in the corners 48, and then 52 is the one Amaya's got.
Another neat trio, and this belted one, like Russell said. Pay attention and do your homework. If one earlier, in the sale goes higher than you'd like, and this one comes up, this is a hog that balances, proportions, and is just so correct and well built that's going to win a lot of hog shows, and that's going to get you to the front of a lot of classes wherever you go, because this hog comes with no problems. If you need to push on him a little bit and get him to a little earlier endpoint, you can probably do that. If you want to tap on the brakes and maybe it's a little later endpoint, I think he could do that too. So that's a good combination. And then the pair of the calico pigs, I think, offer you a really neat look. They've got shape up high, they've got bone, they've got feature, and they're darn sure flexible. So a really good trio. Buy them how you like them.
Fun pair here. This is 50 and 51. And this 50, I kind of found him earlier, yesterday when I was going through pigs and didn't realize just how good he was till maybe yesterday. But I like 51 too. So 51 is the one that Amaya's got or is working on over there. He's in the corner. And then 50 is the, I guess, he'd have a little bit less kind of calico, a little bit less kind of orange on him there, but we'll get him out in the center here so you can see him here in a sec. 51 would be heavyweight, Game of Thrones. Just showed you his mate brother here a second ago. And then 50 would be a different league, American Spirit. Showed you his brother a second ago as well. He's a mate to that 49, that big belt we just showed you. And Mom would be a really good American Spirit. So like I said, we made it all the spirits to a different league. Check this 50 out. I know he's a calico. I know he's a little bit smaller. His build is extremely good. He's got a big old stout head on him. He's got a big hind leg that works really, really well. Big round rib in him as well. I think that's going to be a pretty fun pig. If you're wanting to jackpot or maybe go to a show that winds up in August, like a Midwest State Fair, a CYE type of deal. That 50, I think, going to be another one of them under the radar. Really good feeding different league barrows. And then 51 heavyweight barrow here. Lots of muscle in that guy. Lots of shape and just good look. He's going to be one that's pretty bulletproof. Doesn't fall apart as he grows for you. Going to be good and square built. Don't be afraid of these calicos guys. A lot of times, especially county fair level kind of deal, they're better to have than about any color because they're going to catch the judge's eye, and especially when they stay together for you. This 51 will be an easy one to manage as well.
Good pair of calicos. The 51's look in front of his shoulder blade is very impressive, and we've talked, if you heard me talk about boars and pigs so far, that look is as important now as it's ever been in the front one-third of a pig skeleton is super important if you're talking about winning pig shows, and that one gives you that ultra good look. And then tag number 50 is just one that I think you could show early and often. You could show all summer and into the fall to whatever endpoint you want, and I think you're going to be competitive at all stages of this one's life. He's got early shape and muscle, but he does it in an immature, kind of a fashion with a good look, really flexible, really comfortable on a skeleton. Good pair of calicos.
So we've got 7, 8, 9 coming in, and this is one of the funner, more fun litters. I should use correctly English. More fun litters in the set, and we'll show you a mate barrow here in a little bit as well. But these are different league on a To the Extreme foresight sow. This To the Extreme sow is just as good looking. She's very young, just as good looking of a little keeper gilt as probably what we've had in the last couple of years. Very sharp fronted, very muscular little sow, and just the right female to breed to different league. And these gilts all look just like mama. So again, they are tagged 7, 8, and 9, different league To the Extreme. 8's in the middle, 9's on the right, and 7's kind of on the left there. So 8 would be the kind of the wide. Well, they both have a wide belt. 7 and 8 have probably, well, they all kind of have a wide belt, I guess. 9 has the darkest kind of hip and rump structure there. And I studied them in depth yesterday and today, and I don't know which one's the best. I'll tell you, 9's got probably the biggest hind leg, although they all have really big hind legs. 9's probably the hairiest. 8's probably got the biggest pin set and hip and stifle working in her. And then 7's probably a little bit of a combo of the two of them. I think all three of them are pretty big time. If you're wanting to show a gilt and big ring gilt show, wanting to jackpot and win at a high level, this is probably as good of a trio of gilts as we've offered all year here. Throughout our 3 sets so far here in 2025, we're pretty proud of them. Again, they are 7, 8, and 9.
Good chance to buy a gilt out of a really impressive litter of different leagues. So again, we've talked a chance to get ahead of the different league thing here on a female side of things. But they're kind of cookie cutter in their front 1/3. They're really stout skulled. They're really long fronted. They're really clean about their jawline. Like Russell said, I think they're big ring kind. When you study them from the side, they give you a good silhouette. They're those kinds that when they get to big heavyweights, they're going to be darn impressive. Because they're going to just out-horse and out-power and still out-maneuver and be a better athlete than the pigs that they show against. Really good trio. Again, I would buy them how you like them. I think maybe this 8 hog, if you've got a place that you can show gilt as a market hog, she could maybe do that and do it well too. I know in my part of the world there's a lot of market gilt shows, so I think she could do that. But a good trio of litter mates.
These next two coming in are 58 and 59. So they're also sired by different league on an American Spirit sow. Their mom is American Spirit 15-6. Very impressive sow, maybe the most impressive just to look at. She's a little bit older. She's an American Spirit wedding night. A lot of power in this entire litter. We showed you one mate barrow earlier. I believe he was tagged 85. These two, again, different league, American Spirit. 58 is the one that Amaya's on that's kind of the off belt. And then 59 is the wide belt that Harley's got there. 59 is absolutely loaded with power. I know when we made sale order, I had some friends over helping me, and that 59 was just could not get our eyes off of her. She was just one of those that when you walk up to the pen, that's the first one you see. The more you study them out, that 58 you need to study as well. She's pretty darn nice too. Big-legged gilts, as would be expected with different league. Got a good hind leg working in them. Lot of power in these guys. No doubt the 59 there is really big-ended as far as just muscle and hip and stifle goes. But whether you want a big green gilt, show them as breeding gilt kind of deal, CYE, or you want to go to a fair. I know there's a lot of folks from Jackson County looking for pigs. These are the right size to feed right into that. They got a lot of muscle to help with that no paling rule you guys got up there. These are ones to look at for sure. 58, 59.
I really like this pair, and they're certainly different, in the way they're built. So buy the kind that you like to feed. But, that 58, for me, the way that hog comes out of her shoulder blade, the look she gives you is very, very impressive. I really like her a bunch. And 59, I think, one that you're not going to just want to cut loose on full feed. You're going to just want to make sure you're watching her and her feed intake because of how big-ended she is. She's still square. She still handles it well, but one that you're just going to watch to make sure she doesn't get out of bounds. A really good pair. Again, they're different in how you like them, but certainly very muscular, shapely kind of gilts that are still stout-featured and good-looking.
'55 and '57 just coming in here, and this group we said there'd be a bunch of good family man pigs, and there has been throughout the year. The first two sales were full of good family man pigs. No doubt this 57 here would be one of them. That's the one that Amaya in the purple's got. She would be a family man endgame. And then Palin's got a Toy Story. Again, that's lot 55. She'd be a Toy Story BD 40-1. She's a mate to that lot 23 barrel we showed you a little earlier. Pretty high on this pair. This 57, again, the one that Amaya's got. I've had a lot of folks ask me about something they can show and then make a female out of. When we talked about Family Man earlier, I think he's going to be the female sire, of the bunch. Check her out. That's a really good show gilt. She's got a lot of muscularity and good look to her, but at the same time, she looks like she's going to be a tremendous female. She's out of a litter of 14. Very, very productive, mama and, mama's siblings, very productive. Just good stuff there. And yet she's going to be a great show gilt for somebody. So, if that's not what you're looking at, that one still fits the bill as a very good market hog for kind of a county fair type scenario. But that 57 is pretty neat. 55 that, again, Palin in the green's got there, that's a muscle hog. That's another one, certainly fits the bill. I know a lot of those folks from Jackson County looking for muscular, shapely, good-looking pigs. That 55 is going to fit the bill really, really well. She's got a big hind leg working in her, too. A lot of muscle shape. Just good pig. Mama's a BD40-1. That's one of the more powerful, kind of stouter rib sows on the farm. So I sure wouldn't worry about her a whole lot in that regard. Again, 55 and 57.
Really powerful pair of gilts here when you talk about muscle and shape and feature. When these two gilts go away from you, they do not disappoint you one bit. They're flexible, they are square, and they are packed full of muscle. So I think, again, like Russell said, if you've got a place you can show gilts as market hogs, or you need a place to go that you can't feed Paline, I would look in at this pair and look in seriously, because I think they can be very, very competitive anywhere in the country from a gilt setting and be darn good sows once they're done showing.
$56 and $10 just coming in, so we're still continuing with gilts here. There's $10s, the little calico. $56 would be the kind of taller belted gilt. Really fun little pair. We can talk about $56 first, since she's closer to the camera. She'd be a family man. Sunrise, wedding night would be her extended pedigree. Really have always liked this gilt. We'll show you quite a few family mans with this kind of look, but as far as just her height to the point of her shoulder and just how loose and comfortable she is as she gets and goes around the ring, this 56 is very fun. That's a tremendously good skeleton. We just talked about breeding gilts. That'd be a great breeding gilt, but she's also the kind that you can feed her kind of hard. If you've got a show in July, you can get after that one with a little bit of Paline, and she's going to hold together very, very well for you. She's got enough muscle, shape, and look. That's kind of pig that'd be a really fun, fun one to feed on. That's just not going to be messed up. She's still got a really big hind leg when you get right in behind her. Always have really been high on that gilt, and again, that one would be 56. And then the little calico, we'll see if we can get you a good look at her. She would be a litter mate to the barrows that are starting to sell, that are 1, 2, and 3. So she'd be a different league end game. Out of line wedding night would be the extended pedigree. We sold a boar to Newcastle Genetics last fall that's called Different League 48. He's been wildly popular with everybody that's seen him. We're fixing to breed a bunch of sows to him as well. This is a full mating to that boar. So, again, Different League end game would be the pedigree. You'll see the mate brothers. They're probably even stouter than she is. Pretty special little gilt here. She's maybe not the first one that you just gravitate towards when you walk in the barn, because she's a little smaller, but once you get your eyes on her, it's kind of hard to take them off. She's so square built. She's very, very stout featured. Just a really fun little pig. She's got a beautiful chest coming at you. Again, that's lot 10. So calico is 10, belt is 56.
This lot 10 can show for an awfully long time. I don't know when her endpoint is, but it's a long way from today. And the way she's built, you can feed her, all well into the fall. And I like her quite a bit, and I'm excited to see the litter mates. And then the bigger gilt here, I agree with Russell. You can push this one as hard as you want to, and she's never going to get out of bounds. And she's built right. She's built for speed. She's built to go. I like this gilt. I like this kind. If you need an earlier endpoint, she would certainly fit the bill.
$16 and $17 just coming in here. So a little earlier we showed you 4, 5, and 6 mate barrows, and then there was another 84 as well. This black gilt here, which would be 16, is litter mate to those guys. Again, the pedigree there would be heavyweight on a No Stranger in-game sow. That No Stranger in-game, this is her first litter. Very impressive little sow. This No Stranger, if you don't know what he is, he's a mate to, quite frankly, at Laird's. He was a really high-selling boar at Perfect Timing a couple years ago. And those two boars have been really popular, and we used them in our program a little bit, and honestly need to keep probably using them. They'll sire bone very, very well. need to be bred to muscle. And if you think about that's why that mating was so good. That sow's got a lot of bone, and just breed her to a power boar, and this heavyweight really worked there. Pretty easy to see. That 16 is pretty special. A lot of power in her. It's square built from every direction that you look at her as they get. Big old stout head and mug on her. Her hind leg is awesome. Big old round rib working in her as well. So again, that's 16. And then the red gilt there is lot 15. 17. Excuse me, she is lot 17. She'd be a 1 litter gilt, so she'd be a jump man statement day. Her mom was a Stewart gilt. She's a mate to those 3 barrows we showed you a little earlier. So her mom was a Doug Stewart statement day gilt that the Lane girls showed at CYE last year. This is her very first litter. I think she had 12. Did a really good job with them. This is the best gilt in the litter, and she's pretty fun. I wish we could get her to slow down a little bit, but she's as neat looking as they get for a red one, in my opinion, just especially in front of her blade. Lots of shape and just very, very square hock behind. Just a very, very good red gilt there. You know, we weren't kind of intending on having this killer of reds this set. You know, we're always focused on the crosses, but the reds this set are as good as, you know, they're the first ones we've had in a couple years, but they're some of the best ones we've probably ever had. So, you know, check her out. If you can use her for a jackpot gilt or a fair gilt, you know, get after her. If you want to go to a national show and try to win, I think that one can do that as well. So we're pretty proud of her. She's lot 17.
This Duroc gilt gets me fired up, and for those of you that don't know me, I'm a Duroc man at heart. It's what I grew up with. It's what I've known. She's darn good, and I love the littermate Barris too. And if you're serious about buying a Duroc gilt to win shows, she's it. If you're serious about buying a Duroc gilt to build a herd around, she can do that too. I think she's awfully special. And then this all black gilt, oh man, I don't. Usually these kind don't go through the sale ring here because Russell keeps them and then makes a bunch of barras that sell for a lot of money out of pigs like that. She's awfully neat. Her look ahead of her shoulder blade, her bones, her feature, her squareness is so impressive. And then you haven't even talked about how big backed and top shapely she is on the top side of her skeleton. So that's the one to seriously look in at as well. This is an awesome pair of gilts. Certainly different, but I think high quality.
'89, '90, '91 coming in, and these girls are going to be excited. We got the Landrace girls now. So there are 3 different litters, and I think all 3, I think we only had 3 Landrace litters in the set. And there's one gilt, the best gilt out of each litter. So Harley's got 90. That's the kind of the thick one there in the center. And then Amaya's got 90. 89, and then Palin's got 91. Well, if we just switched around a little bit. So at any rate, 89 we can start with. She's the kind of the smallest gilt that's over there in the corner. She would be a Wildcat, change of pace. Mate to the 3 barrows that we're pretty proud of that are kind of selling toward the end of the sale. Again, Wildcat, change of pace. Mom would be a litter mate to straight white male. She's the most moderate of the 3 land races as far as size goes. She's got a really good chest like her brothers. She's got a really good square hock and just a very, very solid land race female. Again, that's lot 89. Then the one that Amaya's trying to work on there, that is, I think that one was 91, right? 90. So Amaya's got 90. That is an after hours straight white male. Really impressive straight white male. Mom, probably up my favorite daughter of straight white male would be what her mom is. After hours is the boar that Cody Burling's got that's done a really good job. This gilt is very, very thick. She's a mate to lot 101. And we haven't had land races as thick as what these after hours pigs are. But just from a muscle standpoint and width standpoint, she got a big old head on her. We think that one can play at a pretty high level as well. And a little different than our kind of run-of-the-mill land races that we've had. then Palin's working on this last one, this 91. She's the kind of the taller one here. She's off to my left now. Palin in the green's got her. That is a Temple run, so that's actually the first litter of our Temple run pigs. Back on a straight white male sow that was actually reserve landrace at Arizona Nationals a couple years ago. That one's build and just reach is very, very impressive. Obviously she's going to be one that's, probably as a bigger gilt is going to be even better, when she's big and fleshy. But, you're wanting to go to Louisville or one of these state fairs in the Midwest and show a landrace. We've got them for you this set, guys. We're pretty proud of what we've got. Not sure which of these gilts fit you best, but they certainly are gonna fit the bill and give you a chance to win.
Yeah, 3 different litters and 3 different types and kinds out here. We've got a middle of the road one. We've got a power gilt in this 90, and then we've got one that is the type that you study from the side with look, presence, and feature. So buy the kind that you like. I do think these 3 can compete anywhere in a landrace gilt ring just because of how structurally correct and how fundamental they are in their build. High quality out of good litters. We've seen some of the Mate brothers, obviously pretty high on those, so I would seriously consider these 3 landrace gilts.
Okay, we're back to the crosses, and they are 40, 41, and 47 just coming in, and 40 and 41 are litter mates. They are family man back on a absolute kingpin sow, so really impressive pair of gilts here. They'd be the 2 that Palin in the greens got, and then Harley in the red striped shirts got, and again they are 40 and 41. Family man, absolute kingpin. My boss bought a kingpin sow from the exchange 2 years ago from Heimer. That was she had raised the boar called Simply Put that was at Laird's, raised the world record selling gilt at the time, and she was bred to absolute. We kept a bunch of daughters from that first mating and or from that first litter that she fared when we bought her, and that's what the mom of these would be. So again, family man, absolute kingpin. Those 2 are tags 50 and 51. They are loaded with muscle, but they're super neat looking. If whether you like the calico color or not, they're in my opinion, they're as attractive of that color as we can probably make them, just the way the color kind of comes about. Very, very thick pigs, and yet you get on either end, they got a really good hind leg working in them. They're really stout. They got a big skull, just nice gilts. I'd encourage you to study these 2 back in the pens. If you're online, ask us what our thoughts are because, they're pretty darn similar and they could probably fit a lot of venues, whether you're wanting a jackpot gilt or a county fair kind of pig or you're wanting to go to Expo. Those are nice gilts, 40 and 41. And then the other gilt, 47, is a really fun one as well. She's one of our surgery pigs. She had a little teeny bump on her belly. The vet fixed for us the other day. And so that's something you don't have to worry about. That's already been taken care of. But she's a Game of Thrones. She is a heavyweight Game of Thrones is what she is. And love her maturity pattern. She's one of them heavyweights that's just a little bit kind of more immature through her center body, has a really good look up front, and just looks like the kind that's going to keep getting better every day. Got a trademark heavyweight, really good hind leg. Maybe one of the kind of better buys in the sale because that one just does everything right. I think she's going to be the kind that gets better every day. So again, 47 there, and then the other 2 are 40 and 41.
Yeah, 47's the green immature one that just you don't have to worry about. You just put her on feed, and every time you go out to the barn, you're going to be pretty happy with your pig purchase. And she's going to be competitive because she's going to continue to mass, continue to bulk. And then the little different end of the spectrum with the pair of calicos, 40 and 41, they are powerful. They are packed full of muscle. They are square-made, and they are flexible, and they are royally bred top and bottom side. If you really dig into the bottom side of that pedigree, there's tons of winners, and there's tons of hogs that have bred on for people all across the country. So if you're looking for gilts that, have a good bottom side of their pedigree, I think those 2 calicos can fit the bill.
43, 44, and 45 coming in, and I believe these are all three mates. 45 is the belt that Amaya's got hooked up, and then 44 would be the solid black, and then 43 would be the calico. So again, 43, 44, 45. These are heavyweight gilts. Back on a hands to yourself sow, we've got several really good hands to yourself sows. We're actually kind of running out of some of them, but the mom of these has been one of the very best ones. Hands to yourself 153.6. She's a tremendously good generating female, always has a big litter, and always gives us a litter of pigs that we can sell and through our sales and can give us a chance to win some banners or give our customers a chance to win some banners as well. So again, heavyweight, hands to yourself. 44 is that black one. 43 is the calico, and then 45 is this wide belted one that Palin's got there. They're very similar, aside from their color. They're very similar in terms of their build. They all kind of have the same maturity pattern to them. They've all kind of got a little bigger pin set, a really good hind leg working in them. They've all got a good chest working in them. They're all good in stout in terms of feature. Just really solid litter of gilts here. Again, I'd tell you, I know a lot of folks looking for that Jackson County area where you got no Palin and you got Ryan Rash judging that wants a little muscle. Check these out. They're not going to disappoint you in that regard, and they're the kind that you can kind of feed right into that venue. Doesn't take the highest selling one to win a pig show. It just takes some good management and something that's not going to fall apart on you. I think these three are very viable options, no matter what show you've got. They're just good, solid pigs.
I love the look and design that these three hogs have, and they're similar in that fashion. They're really flexible as well. They're square made. Really, they're peas in a pod, like Russell said. Other than their color, really, they've got muscle, they've got shape, and they're just good, well-built hogs that I think you're never gonna have to make excuses for when you go out to feed. So buy the one that you like and be excited about feeding one like this. I think you could jackpot all three of these gilts every weekend and be competitive as well, and then roll them into whatever endpoint you're thinking and be competitive at that show too.
$18, $46, and $42 just coming in here, and $18 is the kind of the red, kind of white and red kind of calico colored gilt here that Palin's got right in the center. Then the other two are 46 and 42. We can talk about Palin's first there, that 18. Really fun little gilt. She's kind of been one of my favorites, and I don't typically gravitate towards the real more, I don't know what the right word is, just this kind of pig, but she's a fun one. She's got a lot of shape. She's got a really sharp look ahead of her blade, and she's just super sexy. I think that wherever she goes, you get her out in the sun a little bit, she's going to probably darken up just a bit. I think that'd be a really fun one to roll to some jackpots. Certainly fits a show in July or early August. Probably could slow her down a little bit and show her in early August at a county fair if you're wanting to do that, or state fair certainly fits a bill as well if you're in Indiana or something. Want a big green gilt that can play hard. This is the kind I think is pretty fun. Again, that's tag 18. She would be a Toy Story, Game of Thrones. Mama's a really stout, really big-bodied Game of Thrones deal. Pretty high on that gilt there. Again, that's tag 18. Then the other two are 46 and 42. 42 is the one here that is the kind of the smaller one of the two that Amaya and the purple's working on. That would be a Toy Story BD 40-1. Just a really good gilt, a little bit greener for a Toy Story as far as their muscle pattern goes, but very square built. Got a good chest in her, got a sharp head on her as well. Really up on her toes, and just a good gilt there. That'd be one I'd certainly have my eyes on as well. She's going to be kind of a sleeper, I would bet. Maybe not the highest selling gilt in the sale, but when you go to studying her, not much wrong with her. She's stout enough to win. you want to go to that, like a Jackson County type of deal. That's the kind feeds right into those and winds up being a player. Then the 46 is the kind of bigger belt there. She's actually a mate to 18, so she'd be, again, Toy Story, Game of Thrones. She's a mate to this this kind of neat colored one in here. Offers the same look as far as muscularity, probably in a little more moderate, little stouter kind of package as far as bone, and even probably even stouter in through her skull and head. That's a very good one as well. These Toy Stories are gonna ring some bells here this summer, and I think this pair can get something done.
Yeah, I think certainly the 18 pig, that one is extreme in so many ways, but still so correct. If you want to stand out in the ring, and not just because of the color, but because of just the extras that one has, she will certainly do that and be very competitive anywhere in the country. 46, the littermate to her is a heavy muscled gilt, more moderate in her type, but certainly one that I think stays square and true to the ground. And then the smaller one, 42, that one can be shown for an awfully long time. She's green, she's immature, she's never going to have a bad day in her life. You're going to be able to push and shove on that one with a feed bucket at any endpoint and cruise right into your endpoint and be competitive.
These next ones coming in here, we've got 14 and 62, and very nice pair of heavyweight barrows. Again, I think these two are mates as well. Yeah, they are. So they'd be mates to, I believe, 43, 44, 45 that we just showed you here a minute ago, those gilts. Heavyweight, back on Hands to Yourself, 153.6 would be their mom, like I say. Just a really bulletproof sow that they're out of. She's one of them that puts us high-end sale pigs every year that feed for our customers. And again, sire heavyweight. Very, very happy with this entire litter. This 14 is the belted barrow that Harley's got. Really kind of fell in love with him yesterday, just going through pigs. He's got a huge chest and skull coming at you. When you get in behind him, I think his hind leg is ideal. Looks like he needs to slow down just a little bit, but I could see that one being awfully fun come the early part of August. And then truly the 62 is the same pig. Maybe not quite as stout, maybe just a little sharper look up front, but they offer the same attributes, this pair for sure. So study them. Their feet and toes are great. Their front pasterns are very good. They're going to stay together for you, and I think have enough just punch to be barrows that can win big in the end.
This 14 can certainly give you a chance to win at a big-time show in the Midwest. At a state fair, you're going to have to manage him just a little bit, I think, on the feed bucket at this point in his life. But, he's on a full feeder with a lot of other pigs. So once you get him home, start managing his feed intake, you're going to be really, really impressed with that hog. And then, like Russell said, the other one, just a sharper-looking version, maybe not quite as stout-featured and heavy-legged as the other, but I think a pair that could certainly withstand some competition. They're very, very opened up in their chest floor. They're very square in their knee, which I think sets them apart from a lot of others.
Oh, 61 and 13 coming in, different league pigs. Really fun pair here. These guys may look like mates, but they're not. They're actually, one's a 25 litter and one is a 26 litter. So the 13 is the one that Amaya's got, that she's trying to get. And then 61's the one that Harley's got there that's kind of got the spot in his belt. Really fun pair. This 13 that Amaya's got is a different league to the extreme. We can talk about 61 over there as well. He would be a different league. Hands to yourself. Really fun pair. And we showed you the mate sisters to this lot 13 earlier. They were 7, 8, and 9. Been really high in this litter. I'd say it's probably as deep of a litter as what we've had in the set. I don't know what he's trying to do, but we've been watching him this whole time. He's fine. He's just trying to poop a little bit, I think, there, guys. Way high on this pig. He's got real big legs. He's got a sharp look. That whole litter's kind of been that way. Just about as fun of a pig as male pig as what we sold this spring. The 61 over here offers very similar kind of look to him as well. Real good hind leg. Probably not quite as as shaggy as the 13, but he's got big features. He's got lots of hair as well. Just a really nice pair here. Again, they are 13 and 61.
13 needs to be on your short list if you're trying to win a Barra show, because I think that one checks a lot of boxes that you hear judges talk about: look, presence, bone, feature, design, squareness, flexibility, athleticism. He does that. He looks very, very good today. And then the 61, a little bigger, so probably an earlier endpoint depending on your management style, but certainly one that, as far as muscle, shape, squareness, flexibility, still gives you a good look, proportions really well, and that's the kind that it takes with well balanced to be at the top of any pig show.
These next two coming in are 15 and 60. So if you came to see the Red Barrel 15, he's in the ring. Pretty fun pig, and then 60 would be our little calico pig. So talk about 60 first. He's a mate to the lot 18 gilt that we showed you just not very long ago at all, just a few pigs ago. So be a Toy Story, Game of Thrones. Really neat look to that guy. He's kind of later maturing, maybe a little bit later maturing than what his sister is, but going to offer that same sharp look ahead of his blade. Really good hip and hind leg in that deal. He was one of our surgery pigs. I think he was a one nutter that we fixed just the other day. So just keep that in mind. We've been trying to advertise that a little bit. That's something that you don't have to mess with. So, and then the Duroc over there is 15. He is a drum roll statement day. So mom would be a Stewart gilt that Reese Vieira showed at Western Regional 2 years ago. Was one of our very best purebreds on feed that set. And we were honestly just excited as all get out about just getting that one into the herd to kind of start the reds back. This is the first litter. It took us a little longer to get her bred than what we wanted. This is her first litter, and they're dynamite. And again, this is the best male in the litter. He is already castrated. He's got a little bit of swelling there. That's from being cut about a week ago. But maybe we shouldn't have done that. He's a pretty good pig. So again, that's the tag 15. Would be a drum roll statement day Stewart sow that looks to be maybe one that we can kind of start building the herd around. Again, he's tagged 15, and then the calico there would be 60 would be at the Toy Story.
If you're hunting a crossbred barrow and you're thinking that some might bring a little out of the budget, pay attention to 60. That one does a lot of the right things that it takes to win a crossbred barrow show with look, presence, feature, still athletic. He's greener and immature in terms of muscle compared to some of the other ones in the sale, but I certainly think he's built for speed. This red one, I would have liked to see him uncastrated and tried and at an NSR event, and we're chanting at an auction because he looks very good. I see a lot of red barrows, a lot of red pigs in my part of the country, and I don't know what one like this would have brought last weekend in Lebanon, Indiana, but I saw a lot of pigs that weren't quite as good as him that brought a lot of money. So I think that one's kind of the special kind. I don't care what kind of show you're at. If you don't have a Duroc show, that one can can be competitive in any division. But if you've got a Duroc Barrow show and you want to win it, that one needs to be on the list.
Lot 1, Lot 38, and Lot 39 just came into the ring. We're entering into a really fun pair of a pen of barrows here. Lot 1 would be the Calico. Lot 39 would be the solid white. And then Lot 38 would be the belt. We can start with 1. He's over there. Palin's got him hooked up. Would be a different league. In game. So we showed you their mate lot 10 just a little bit ago. I'll show you his 2 mate barrows here in a second. But different league in game. They would be full sibs to the boar that's at Newcastle Genetics in Oklahoma. That they call different league 48. So this is 2 matings in a row. Honestly, this mating's been deeper than the first litter was. Really, really fun pigs throughout the entire mating. This one might not be a belted male, a black belted male, but we think he certainly looks like a lot 1. He was kind of an easy one to find for us. Big old forearm, lots of hair, and all the fun things we like to talk about nowadays. And such a good build, such a big chest coming at you. That one, whether you want to be go to the jackpots or whether you're wanting to go to try to win your state fair or CYE or something like that. Or maybe you want to buy a herd boar. Lot 1 is certainly one you need to consider. The 39 solid white pig is one that definitely needs to be on folks' radar as well. He's one I kind of found yesterday as a great white, York appearing option for like CYAE. Out here, our CYE show and our state fair just classifying. A lot of county fairs are as well. This guy would classify York all day, and he is extremely good skeleton. Very good coming at you, and just in terms of his width as well. Stout enough featured to win, especially that York breed, but very, very good pig there. He would be a family man silver bullet, and then the belted pig that Amaya's been working on is tag 38. He would be a 40-6. Back on a Game of Thrones 148.5. That Game of Thrones 148.5 is a really good young sow that actually raised another herd boar called Different League 49. Very, very good pig that this guy is as well. He's one of the more swollen ones from castration last week. Like I say, I think our moon just wasn't quite right. You got to read through that, but he'd be another one. I've had a lot of folks ask me, what's Ryan Rash going to like? Check that one out, and he's the right size to get to early July as well.
Good trio, different endpoints, different colors, different shapes, different sizes. Lot 39, if you can show a light cross or a Yorkshire classifying pig, that one needs to be on the list, and he's one of my favorites we've walked through here today so far. Lot 1, don't care about what color he is. He's darn good. He's stout. He's flexible, he's good-footed, he's strong pastured, he's really busted open in his chest floor, and he gives you a great look. And then the belted hog, his swelling's going to make a lot of people overlook him. Look past that. Study the hog. Study the high quality that he gives you, because he's stout about his noggin. He's really heavy-muscled, like Russell said. I think depending on who the judge is and where you want to go, this hog, I think, can fit the bill. Earlier endpoint on him as well. So good trio as we look at different color pigs.
2 and 3 coming in. So these are the mates to 1 we just showed you, and mates to the lot 10 we showed you a little bit ago. These are different league in-game out-of-line wedding night would be the pedigree, and again, full sibs to the different League 48 boar that's fixing to be really popular in Oklahoma. That's at Newcastle Genetics. We didn't keep anything out of this litter, and maybe we should have. I was sorting pigs and kind of by myself sorting pigs, not this last week, but the week before, and just honestly wanted to have a tremendously good set. I know we're going to have a good crowd tomorrow, and this is the set that gets probably the most done every year at all the shows, just because there's so many shows in July and August. And so we went ahead and included a lot of animals that we probably normally wouldn't have. These two guys maybe otherwise might have been watched for boars. The lot 2 is going to sell intact. Lot 3 was actually a one nutter that was fixed. And again, we're going to do a better job of announcing tomorrow than what we probably did at the last sale about those surgeries. We had a few done. Guys, it's something that's most breeders sell you the pig as a one nutter, and then you have to find a vet to fix it. Especially in the Midwest, that's just standard. That's what they do in the Southwest as well. Out here, we don't have vets that can do it. We have one that we work with that's exceptional at it. We just take care of it beforehand. And the only thing, if you get a pig like Lot 3 that has recently had a surgery, just ask us. We'll tell you how to take care of it. Just keep it by itself. That's the main thing. If you can keep that pig by itself for a few days, it'll be totally fine. You put it with another one that's going to suck on maybe where those sutures are, and then there could be a problem, which we just want to avoid anything like that. So just being very upfront with you, but it's a service. We pay a vet a good amount of money to come do these, to fix them so that they can have a chance to go win for you guys. So 2 and 3, Palin in the green has 2, Amaya in the purple has 3. You've had enough time to study them cruising, but they're big-legged, they're very, very square, and a little bit greener than what their brother is for sure. Lot 1's got all the extras and just stoutness and shag right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if these two wind up being the better ones in the end, or one of these two winds up being the best one of the 3 in the end.
Awesome litter of pigs, trio of littermate bears that we've gotten to see now, and man, I don't know which one I'd tell you to pick or which one my favorite is, because each of them do so many things well. What I do like about all 3 is that look that they give you from the side when you're studying the profile on those hogs. That is unique about where their neck ties into the top side of their shoulder blade, and how high-headed they are, and how clean they are about their jaw lines. Very flexible, comfortable hogs. Really neat pair, really the trio. It'll be fun to see what sells where and how they end up, because I think sky's the limit for this 3.
This is our group of 5 that has Harley a little bit stressed out, I think, but we're going to be fine, Harley. We'll be fine. It's 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37. Wanted all 5 in at the ring at the same time so you could see the mate barrows together. I don't usually do that. I try to spread them out a little bit. They're also all very similarly sized, and so felt that it was important. So we'll try to take a little time so you guys can identify who everybody is. But they're all litter mates. They're all sired by different league, and they're all out of a major league sow. Major league last dance sow. This is her very first litter, and been a very impressive litter. And like I said, they all look very similar, and we don't know which one's the best ones it is, but you guys need to study them and make your own decisions. I would tell you that the one that Amaya's got there is 33, is probably the biggest ended one. I studied them quite a bit today. I thought 33 was probably the biggest ended one. Maybe has just a little more extension than most. 37 that is over there by Levi, kind of doing nothing over there on the side. Yep, that guy. That guy is one of the later maturing ones, just as far as his muscle pattern goes. I felt really, really square built. The one that Harley's got is 36, I believe. 36 and 37, very similarly built there. They have really big hind legs when you get in behind them. This entire litter does. And then still didn't even mention 34 there is kind of the another one of the bigger ended ones. He's the one that's got a bunch of white paint on his side there. Palin in the green's got him now. That's 34. So studying for what they are, they're a very impressive little litter of pigs. I tell you, I think that they're gonna find some banners. They're gonna find some backdrops. If you want to do some jackpotting, best study these guys. They got the modern day look, the kind of the bone and the big hind leg. That's gonna get some banners won for you.
Harley, what's that one's number? 36. That hind leg is huge on that hog. He's very neat from that aspect. They're all very, very heavy structured hogs. Buy the one that you like, whether that's by paint job, whether that's, they're all really similar in weight. So keep that in mind. But this 37 is one that keeps drawing my attention for that one. Sharp look, a really comfortable skeleton, really correct, and one that's just a little green and immature at this stage. But don't let that deter you from that hog. I think he's got a bright future. Really awesome litter, Russell. I don't know if you could pick a favorite if you made me. You could probably just point to one and make a reason for that one to be your favorite, because they each are very, very good hogs that I think have bright future, banners in the future. Buy the one that you like. Talk with Russell, talk with myself, or whoever, and we'll try to direct you in the right way. But nice litter of pigs. Fun to see them all out here. Sorry, Harley.
We had a little different approach to the bottom of the sale this time, and we chose to end with a really strong pen of crossbred barrows, which in previous times we've kind of ended with some purebred males or things that maybe we knew, like land races. We knew if somebody wanted to buy a land race, they'd wait around for the land race. But we've got a really strong pen of cross barrows to wind up in. That's what. These guys are some of those. They are 102, 103, and 104. So 104 is the dark, the black, chromy one there. Then 102 and 103 are the two mate calicos there. We can talk about 104 first. 104 is a family man endgame. He's out of a really strong litter. He's another one of those pigs, like I say, it's a little disappointing. We had 3 or 4 that just swelled a little more than what they usually do when we cut them. You just got to read through that, guys. It's not anything you're gonna have to worry about or take extra care of. That's just what they look like. Just a little added swelling from that lunar cycle we were on there. But study that pig as he's going. That's a tall-fronted, muscular pig that's got big legs. That's going to grow into a mid-July to late July county fair and be a really, really good pig. You want to go to a state fair with him or a CYE kind of deal with him and slow him down a bit. I think he gets even better in early August. Really nice pig there. That's 104. Again, would be a family man end game. Then the 2 calicos are mates. Those are family mans as well. They're out of an American Spirit sow. Very strong litter. We'll show you some mate sisters to these guys as well. But the main difference, I studied them both in depth this morning, is 103 is just a little thicker. 102 is probably just a little bit, just has an ultra athletic. He's got a big old hind leg that just works awesome. I think both can win. If you want to feed a little harder by the 102, you want to slow down a little bit and show a little later by the 103, but really high on that pair as well. They've got a really big back, lots of shape in them. They've got good bone, good stoutness of feature, and good running gears. Pretty high on these guys. Again, 102, 103 are the calicos, 104 is the belt.
Yeah, I think depending on what your goals are, 102 and 104 could fit a July setting if you're still hunting that, and they can be fed that way and accordingly, or they could also flex into August. This 103, I think the way you're going to want to feed him, you can probably definitely get into August to middle of August, no problem, and that's probably where he fits best. So a good trio here. I will commend Russell for holding some good cross barrows towards the end of the sale. And these 3 certainly fit the bill, so make sure you're paying attention and buy the ones that you like on sale day. But if you don't get one early, make sure you're still paying attention.
Boss wants me to let you know that the pizza is here, so if you're hungry, go ahead. And we're not going to slow our preview down, but it is warm, so you want it while it's warm. Go ahead and start helping yourselves, guys, and we're going to continue on. We are about 2/3 of the way through already, so preview's going well. These next three coming in are 105, 106, and 107. And again, they're part of this strong pin we're going to kind of end the sale on, and that's just a little different strategy. We wanted to give some folks some really good options towards the end. There's going to be a lot of good pigs sold tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of people looking for them. Wanted to make sure that, if you don't get what you need in the middle of the sale, there's a good chance that you can get it here at the end with this strong pin. So 107 is the kind of heavy-eared one in the middle there that Harley was working on. 106 is the red, kind of red belt. And then 105 is the one in the corner that Palin's working on there. We can talk about Palin's first. That's 105. That would be a Family Man Silver Bullet. He's actually a litter mate to that solid white barrel we showed you earlier. Very, very good little pig on this guy. His frame size is very good as far as if you're wanting to get into August, and he's got a really big hind leg, and looks like he's got a little hold in him. Just a good pig. He's got a dead level hip. Just a good looking little guy. Not going to get you any problems. That one's just going to keep getting better every day. Just one that grows on you the more you study him. Again, that's lot 105. Then 106 and 107 are mates. Those are heavyweight Game of Thrones pigs. The 107 is the belt, and the 106 is the kind of the red belt there. 107, a little heavy-eared, but when you can get on his head, I really don't think that's going to be a problem, as far as his look and attractiveness goes. When his head's up, he looks good, and it honestly just makes him look a bit stouter. Love his hair texture, love how stout he is, just bone-wise. Got a big pin set working in him as well. I think that's going to be one of the hidden gems in the sale. Again, that's 107, and his brother, the red one, 106, has a shot more extension than what 107 does. Just a good trio of pigs here.
106 and 107, I think if you wanted to, could probably have an earlier end point. When we talk about size and frame, this 105 can get to a Midwest State Fair and do it really, really competitively. He might be a little greener muscled than some of the other ones that we've talked about, but that one does a lot of things really well that I think if you're paying attention towards the end of the sale, you can get one bought that I think can be darn competitive at whatever State Fair, Midwest, West Coast, it doesn't matter. If people from the southwest part of the world are listening, I think he could get to September as well and be competitive there. So really good trio here that tomorrow will round out the sale.
Harley's excited. We got a Chester in the ring. I believe she is 97. I told her we were done with the land races, and I was not kidding, but I forgot to tell you there's a Chester. So 95 and 96 are the belted gilts, and then 97 would be the Chester. 95 and 96 are mates. They are Toy Story, Game of Thrones. Back on actually Breaking Rules 64-1's littermate sister would be the grandma there. Really nice pair. Just good built, good looking Toy Story gilt. Gonna offer a sharp look. I know lots of folks, like I say, just trying to think and help folks that are asking about, like the Ryan Rash judging. Just in my mental image of what he's gonna like, I think something, kind of like what these gilts, the image they present, I think is gonna be right on the money. Just, has a little more extension, has good shape, just, good build, athletic, not messed up. Study this pair. They're a little lower in the sale. They're going to be, something that just might be a real good buy. Again, they are 95 and 96. Toy Story, Game of Thrones. Then the Chester Gilt is lot 97. She is actually sired by WD-40, and then her mom would be Ready Made 51.5, which is a sow we bought from West Texas Genetics. one of those that we're kind of trying to revamp our program with a little bit. Again, sire WD-40, a little harder to look at until Harley can get her whip on her there, but very good built gilt. There's nothing wrong with this one. She's big. She kind of checks all the boxes. She's big-bodied. She's square. She's stout enough. That WD-40's been dominant in the breed, and we'd be highly confident if you're wanting to go to, State Fair, show in the Midwest with all the rest of the Chesters out there. This one will run and play with them. She'd certainly fit the bill for a lot of our shows out here as well.
I think that Chester, if your jackpot shows, have purebred gilt division, she's going to be real competitive. She's got the early shape, muscle, flexibility, really good skeleton. And then the 2 cross gilts are the kind that it doesn't matter who the judge is. I think you can gravitate towards those. They got look, bone, feature, muscle, very flexible and comfortable out here on the surface. Ones that I think frame-wise can get to heavy weights, can be pushed there or held there. So a good trio here with the Chester and the 2 crosses.
If you're paying attention on these gilts, if you're looking for gilts or just good hogs that can go and succeed at your fair, study these. These were 3 that hit me fairly hard today, or at least this pen of gilts did. These are 92, 93, and 94. Amaya in the purple has 94 over there. And then 93 would be the one Harley's working on. Harley in the red stripes, and then Palin's working on 92. So talk about Harley's first, which would, again, is 93. 93 and 94 are mates. They are sired by Heavyweight on a Game of Thrones sow. First parity sow, so this is our very first litter. Really was high on this litter of pigs. They're actually mates to that lot 107 barrel we just ran through just a bit ago. But you want to talk about pigs that have great chest, great width of chest, and just muscularity, and yet are so good and square in their hock. These are really nice pigs. We all want to. I shouldn't say we all. I should say a lot of people want to buy barrows to try to win their fair. But the reality is, gilts like these probably win more fairs for us out here because they're more affordable to get bought through our sales. Study these pigs. This 94 hit me really hard today. I thought she's one of the better ones in the sale, and she certainly fits the bill. If you're wanting a big green gilt, you're wanting to go to CYE or show in the Midwest as well. But I thought she was really fun. Then you study her sister over there, 93, the one that Palin in the greens got. There's not much difference between that pair. I mean, those are some really, really fun gilts. Then the one that Harley's got is actually, that's the 92. That's the Family Man American Spirit litter. She's a mate to those 2 calico barrows toward the end of the sale. And that litter's been really strong as well. Going to be a lot of muscle in that deal as far as just back and hip and stifle. Still has a big hind leg. These are 3 gilts that I think can all go out and win a fair if they get the right home, the right scenario. I would certainly really study in on these. 93, 94, and 92.
Yeah, again, I think depending on what your endpoint is, you certainly might gravitate towards a different one. This is 94. I like her quite a bit. Her look in front of her shoulder blade is futuristic, and what we hear judges talk about when they talk about big-time gilts. They have to have that look at a heavy weight, and they have to stay fresh. That one looks like she's going to do it, and that one looks like she could be competitive her whole life. I like her a whole bunch. Good trio of gilts. I think they've got a lot of shelf life in them, and then obviously you talk about the pedigrees. Once you're done showing them, you can either cash them in and get resale value will be high, or start your herd or add to your herd. Good trio here.
81, 82, 83 coming in, so we're still in this really strong gilt pen here, and we actually just showed you a mate to this calico here. What's her tag number, Maya, this calico? 82, so she's a mate to that 92 we just showed you that was a belted gilt. So that's the Family Man American Spirit litter. That litter's really strong. I've kind of had them as some of my favorites throughout this entire set, sorting through. Just reach and athleticism and look is very, very good. Just like that litter, I feel you can do a lot of things with them. This particular gilt, this Calico 82, looks like one you can just put her on feed her a little hard. She probably fits a lot of different things. County fair, CYE, whatever you want to do. You want to jackpot that gilt, feed her hard. I think she's got the look and the stoutness that she's going to get along. Really high on her. Again, that's 82. Then Amaya's got, Harley's got this 81 over here. Belted gilt, and she's also a Family Man. She's a Family Man Sunrise, and I would describe her very similarly to that red one we just talked about. You could probably do a lot of things with her. Feed her hard. These pigs are built very, very good. This hip and hind leg is bulletproof on these Family Mans as a whole, especially these two pigs. That one fits a lot of venues, probably classes as a hamp at most of these fairs as well. You go to Napa or something like that. Study that gilt. A gilt like that's going to get you somewhere. Again, she's 81. Then this other little belt is 83 that Levi's got. Family Man buckle up gilt in this pen, and I remember studying this pen this morning and thinking that's the greenest one in the pen, but she may well could be the best one in the end. Like her a good deal as well. She's got a really good look from her shoulder blade forward, and you get in behind her, and her hind leg is perfect. So study all these. I think there's some tremendous options even later in the sale. These three can all probably win fairs as well.
Yeah, the Calico and the traditional, or the 81 there on the far side that Harley's on, those are kind of peas in a pod in terms of look and flexibility and just squareness of chest and just skeletal correctness. And then 83 is the outlier because she's the greener, skinnier one, especially in this pen of gilts that, not just these, but the ones we talked about before. So she's probably not the one you first gravitate towards, but study how correct and fundamentally right this one is. She's square at the ground. She's comfortable in her step. She's athletic in her movement. She still gives you a good look from the side. I think you get that one home and get her darkened up a little bit in the sun, and you're going to be really, really happy with your purchase.
Two mate sisters in here, and they are lots 80 and 25. Pretty high on this litter. These are sired by Game Plan, so you're about to see a bunch of Game Plan pigs. I don't know why they're all on this side of the barn. We're just getting towards closer to pen one, and in those first few pens are a bunch of Game Plan sired pigs. That's what these girls are. They're sired by Game Plan on a heavy hitter sow. Heavy hitter mama is a really thick, heavy muscle deal. And as you can see, I don't know how many of you guys were around and watched the boar parade, but we talked about breeding Game Plan to sows that got some muscle. This guy, he put plenty of muscle in these pigs for sure. Again, they are lots 25 and 80. 80's the smaller one. 25's the bigger one. They're completely solid white, and we're pretty proud of them. They're pretty darn good. 80's a little bit greener muscle-wise. The little girl there certainly I think could be a York Division kind of winner at a fair. Certainly be a great light cross gilt at a major show. Then 25 sister there. Just got to read through the size. She's a little bigger. Study the two of them, figure out which one you like better. 25's probably got a little more muscle. 80's a little bit later maturing, but in the end, their quality is pretty close in my opinion.
Really good pair of light cross or York classifying gilts here, and if you were here earlier for the preview, I would say if you want to make some York classifying pigs for this summer I'd use game plan because he's going to do it and he's going to make them very good and very competitive like these two I think can be. This 80, her last show will be a really long time from today. And so if you can show well through the summer and then on into the fall, I think she's certainly the one you're going to gravitate towards. They're both built really well. They're both square. They're both flexible. Like Russell said, the smaller one's got just a touch more muscle at this stage of her life. 25 is maybe a little greener in terms of her muscle shape, but I think a good pair that can be competitive in a light cross gilt division.
$24 and $79 coming in. And if you're looking for an elite gilt, there's two of them just hit the ring. And I made a comment earlier, I don't know how many people were really paying attention, but this lot 24 might be as good of a pick as what has been through our ring this year. And Clay knows me, I don't usually say things like that pretty lightly. And I just thought she looked really, really fun. We tend to focus, or at least I do, focus on barrows at some of these sales, but this gilt's pretty darn fun pig. That's the one with a white tail there. And she would be sired by a Wile E. Coyote on a buckle up sow. Would be her first parity. So Mama is a buckle up last dance, out of line wedding night. Just a gorgeous little sow, and actually one of those matings that I kind of thought, let's swing for the fences here. Breeder to Wile E. Coyote, and rest of the litter's nice. This one's just exceptional. Again, that's lot 24. You wanting to show at a jackpot level, or go to a big ring gilt show and try to win. I think that one puts all those things together as far as having the right running gears and having the right look and just the exact right proportions on that one. Really, really fun animal. That's lot 24. And then a 79, don't overlook that one either. Really found her yesterday and realized she's got to be one of the most elite little gilts in the sale as well. She's a game plan. She's out of a tricked out sow, so her mom's also a first parity, would be a tricked out kingpin. So the kingpin sow on the dam's or on the grandma's side there would be that $70,000 exchange purchase we made from Heimer 2 years ago. Same mom that raised Simply Put and the world record selling gilt. That'd be this one's grandma. Again, sire here's game plan, but study that one's skeleton. She is so stout, has a big old hind leg, has a big stout skull, and then she gets out and gets going and has just such a nice pattern and look from the side. This a pair of gilts. You want to buy a gilt, you want to look at these two for darn sure.
Yeah, if you're or even if you're not going to buy a gilt and you came and just wanted to buy a good pig, these are better than good. They're darn good, and I don't. These are maybe two of my favorite gilts that have came through in the last three sales, Russell. And this 24, I think, can win at the highest level anywhere in the country. She does a lot of things that you hear judges talk about when they talk about big-time show winners. She does those. The thing I maybe like most about her, she's not one of these quick, muscled gilts that everybody falls in love with, and then nobody gets to see them when they get to 280 pounds because they fell apart. So that one speaks for herself. But this 79, she needs to be on a short list too, especially if you've got something later into the summer. She's going to be able to show for a long time. She's heavy duty, heavy structured, and then talk about buying gilts out of good sow lines. This one's as good a sow line as you're going to find anywhere in the country. So I think both gilts have high-end quality. I love both the pedigrees in these things. Excited to see more Wile E. Coyotes after seeing that 24.
Getting back into some males here. These are lots 11 and 12. And 11 would be the calico there. I'm not sure what happened to our washers back there, if they maybe stopped toward the middle of the pens, but apologize. These two got a little dirt on them. You get to read through them, though. Again, 11 is the red. 12 is the belted pig there. They are different league heavy hitters. So we had a very strong litter of heavy hitters. These are out of heavy hitter 227.7. We wound up farrowing 5 of those 227s. The 7 and the 8 were the best 2, and they both have very strong litters within this set. Again, these are lots 11 and 12. Different league heavy hitter outbreak would be the pedigree. 12's the belt, 11's the kind of the red. And truthfully, I'm not sure which one's better. I studied this pair in depth. I was actually comparing them to the lot 1 a little bit, just trying to figure out, which barrel, I would want to buy or would want to promote to folks to try to win a big show in August. And the answer is I'm not sure which one's the best. I think 12, the belt, has some tremendously good running gears. I think his hind leg is awesome. I think he's got a big old skull, and his front arm and his pastern strength and all that is just right on the money. And I think he's going to be plenty hairy enough come August. No doubt 11's got more hair. He's got that beautiful, tuft that everybody's looking for behind their shoulder blade, more so than what the 12 does. If you're into that, get that pig. I like that pig too. It sure don't hurt to have that. He's probably the slightly stouter one. He's got a giant, huge chest in him, which makes me feel that you could probably slow him down just a little bit better, and show him a little later into August. Still maintain a big old chest coming at the judge. Point is, I'm not sure which one the better one is, but I like them both an awful lot. They are 11 and 12.
I like them both too, and I think maybe they fit different windows or different maybe 12 o'clock, noon, as you hear a judge talk. This 12 tag, I think, fits a heavyweight division darn good. I mean, 290 to 300 pounds, really big, really three-dimensional, really robust, with a good look still. And I think maybe the 11, his best days are maybe at 265 as a middleweight, because of just his skeleton and how he reads. He is a little shorter spined than the 12. He at this stage of his life is probably just a touch stouter, but they're both darn stout. I like both these pigs. Again, I think it depends on where your end point is and what your goals are, depending on which one you may gravitate towards. But both high quality, both I think can compete at any level bear show.
'63 and '66 coming in here. So this '63 would be a 32-liter pig. He's a family man, Sunrise. That's the belted barrel there. And then '66 would be a litter mate to those 2 solid white gilts we showed you just a bit ago, which would be a game plan heavy hitter. So he'd be solid white as well. Again, that's '66, the one that Amaya's on. Game plan heavy hitter. Certainly fits the bill for a York classifying division. I would say perfect size for CYE or NAPO or Sonoma fairs that we have, down here that would fit or have a breed classification deal. And very, very competitive as well. He looks just like his sister as far as muscle shape and bone and stoutness goes. Very nice pig. Again, that's '66. And then the other barrel there that Palin's got is '63. Again, that is a family man Sunrise. Really nice little pig. He's one that probably needs to show a little bit later. He's got a little later maturity pattern, in particular through his center. But you get in behind him, he's got lots of power, got a big hind leg. Just a good solid pig. He's one I'd try not to miss that guy either. I think that one's going to be one of the better buys in the sale tomorrow.
Yeah, different type and kinds in here. Obviously, the light cross or Yorkshire classifying pig, if you're looking for that, I think he fits the bill and can be darn competitive in that division because of his stoutness of feature for this color is going to be set him apart. And then the dark cross over there, I think, like Russell said, be paying attention. He might not be the flashy one that sells early, that goes higher, but I think his quality again, like Russell said, he's going to maybe be a later end point than some of the others in the sale. So if you're trying to win a show in June or early July, probably don't buy that one. But I think if you got a state fair in the Midwest, I think he can be very competitive.
So these are the mates to the lot 24 Wile E. Coyote gilt. These are 64 and 65. And again, the pedigree here is Wile E. Coyote. Buckle Up, Last Dance, Out of Line. Their mom is an absolutely beautiful sow. One of probably the most striking sows as you walk through the lot. It's probably our most impressive one to look at, probably from last year's Keeper Gilt crop. And again, mate sister's really fun. This is a nice pair here. There's a decent size variance between them. This one Palin's got quite a bit bigger, and he'd certainly fit for an earlier July time frame. I think this little guy that Amaya's got, which would be 64, probably more suited to go to CYE or an August type setting. But both very nice pigs. They both have a big chest in them. They both have a good look up front. And I tell you, they're both going to wind up with a good deal of muscle shape. I think you get in behind these guys, you can realize they need to both. They can both be fed a little harder and grow just a little bit more. But they have that same distinct look that we kind of been after with this Wiley deal, and that gets you a really long ways in the show ring nowadays. So again, they are 84 and 85.
Striking look and presence from the side, and a good hind leg is going to, like Russell said, that's going to get you a long way at any show in the country. And these both have that, I think. Obviously, one with an earlier end point than the other, but both you can push on hard if you want to get them done a little earlier. I think they could do that because they're built right with a good look. They're always going to be attractive about their front one-third, no matter how hard you push them.
'75, '76, and '78 coming in. So the '78 is the little black guy, or predominantly black guy, and then '75 and '76 are the calicos. And those two are mates, so we could talk about those first. '75 and '76. Amaya in the purple has '75. That would be a game plan, rightfully so. No moss would be the pedigree there. And then the other one, '76, there in the corner. Like I say, they're mates. Game plan, rightfully so. Mom is a gilt that we bought at OIE 2 years ago. That was bred by Laird. That has had a couple litters and done a nice job for us. This has been her strongest litter, no doubt. Every individual in the litter is very just complete, no holes, kind of like what these guys are. The '75 that Amaya's got there, I'd say, is one of the just more complete, just not messed up kind of pigs in the sale. Probably needs to be fed a little harder. He don't have as much muscle into him as what some of these other ones do. But he's not going to mess you up anywhere. You want to feed one a little more aggressively to probably take him into a July show. That guy'd fit the bill really, really well. Brother does have a little more muscle here, the one that Palin's on. Got a little more shape, got a little sharper look up through his front end. So that is '75 and '76. Then Harley's got the '78, predominantly black there. That's also a game plan pig. Would be a game plan icon. We used icon quite a bit last year. Wound up with a handful of females. This guy's out of probably the stoutest one out of all those females. And I really kind of fell in love with him this morning going through pigs. I thought, man, I probably missed that one the first time I went through. Has a really good skeleton. Takes a good long step off either end, and yet he's still got enough to him coming at you. He's going to be a hog that's got some power to him. In the end, he's just a little harder to see right now. He's a little later in his maturity pattern, but he's stout enough and has all the right makings of something I think can be pretty fun.
Yeah, the 78 with the white tail, that one's got a sharp, awesome presence and look about him. And like Russell said, a little later maturing and a little greener. So pay attention and don't lose that one because of that. He's not as quick muscled as some of the other ones in this sale, but I think his maturity pattern reads that he's going to be a darn good big pig at a state fair. I think moves into August pretty easily. And then the two calicos, between the two, buy the one that fits you. If you have something that you want to push and shove on one, there, he'll fit that bill. And then the one with more muscle, I think, if you've got somebody that you're showing to that likes muscle, that one can fit the bill. So good trio here. I think buy the ones that you like. If you're into the calicos, those two are, bulletproof in terms of their skeleton. Really good built. Awesome made kind of hogs. And then I really like this black white-tailed pig. That one's look and presence is as good as we've seen today.
$31, $32, and $77 just coming in, and this is a trio of pigs that definitely needs to be studied a little bit. The 31 and 32 are litter mates, and they are sired by Heavyweight, and they're out of actually an older sow. She's a BR64 one sow. We had 3 of them at one time, the 140 litter sows, and they all did a very solid job. But at any rate, this is the 31 and 32, again, Heavyweight, BR64 one. Really like a lot of things about this pair of pigs, and I think you can get a lot done with this pair of pigs in the show ring because they have the right frame size, the right width, and the right just center rib. This 32 is the one that Harley's on, Harley in the red stripes. 31 over there is the one that Palin's got. Those are the two mates we're talking about. Again, Heavyweight sired. 31's a rib longer bodied, 32's a rib shorter bodied. They have a big old stout head on them, and their chest and their center rib is just immense, and then you get in behind them and they're dead square in their hip and their hind leg. I think these guys can play at a really big level. I think they could certainly be fun pigs if you're wanting to win your county fair. These are the kind that have a big old skull, and just they're the kind that grab the judge's attention, and they'll get you to the point where you can maybe win the big one in the end. So pretty high on that pair of them. And then the other one in here is 77 that Amaya's showing off for us. He's a 29 litter pig. He'd be a game plan, rightfully so. He's one not to miss as well. Had somebody I was looking at pigs with this morning. I can't remember who it was. Might have been you, Preston. Said you like that one quite a bit. And he's very good coming at you. He's a pig that's got a lot of power in him. Maybe he looks just a little off in his top line, but I wouldn't worry about that one bit. Just coming at you, or just when he gets his head up and gets going, that pig's going to have a lot of power in him, and that's a really strong litter. Those rightfully so's will put a good deal of muscle into him, and that one's going to be a pretty stout show barrow at the end of the day as well. That's 77.
What I like about all 3 of these is how square they are when they leave you, for having that much muscle and stoutness of feature, and still be a heavy boned and square and good footed as well. So they all give you a good look from the side. This 77, I think, is just a little full. That may be why he looks just a little off in his top line. Like Russell said, I would not worry about that. I think that's a high quality pig. Later end point, obviously, than the other 2. The 31, I believe. Yeah, 31 on the far side. That one, certainly, if you want to push and gas on one and get to early July, I think he could do that. I think you could also hold on him till 1st of August as well.
These next 3 coming in are 29, 30, and 74. And these three are all litter mates. So again, 29, 30, and 74. They are different league, heavy hitter 227.8. So we talked about 11 and 12 earlier. They're out of the heavy hitter 227.7. These are essentially full sibs to those. So moms are mate sisters. Again, sire here is different league. Was really high on this litter and have been throughout this whole time. They've got that kind of trademark different league look to them as far as their skull and as far as their front arm and just their general build. They're neater pigs. They're definitely probably suited for August time frame as far as just maturity pattern and such. Really high on them. The one thing we should note here, this 29, which is the white-tailed pig that'd be the closest to our table here that Harley's got the whip on there. He's a surgery pig. He had I think he was a one nutter. He had a little bump in front of his sheath that we had fixed. He's going to be totally fine. Like I said, we've been trying to make note and point out those pigs. But he had that fixed the other day. Study that guy going though, and that guy gets you really excited. He's got big legs. He's got all the hair and fun things we talk about. Big old skull on him, and yet he's so good built. And that color pattern certainly is the kind that wins shows as well. So pretty high on that 29. If you've got an early August show, that one probably fits the bill really, really well. And then the other two, again, are 30 and 74. They're all very similar in their build, and you guys can kind of see the differences. But I'd study them, and I'd tell you we have a lot of confidence here.
All three of these, when you get that view and they come right at you, they're stout about their noggin, they're square about their chest, they're busted open, they're three-dimensional hogs. I like this trio pretty good. They're going to be towards the top of my list if you want to be competitive in early August. I think all three of these can do that. These are the kind that have made people ask, hey, what do those different league pigs look like? Or do we have to use different leagues? Should we use different leagues? These are the kind that make you want to say yes. They're big hind-legged, they're square, they're flexible, they're good about their attributes. From that aspect, they're really good-footed, good angles about these hogs. So good trio, I think, depending on color pattern or maybe weight-wise, but I think all of them could fit the bill and if you want to try to win a big-time Barra show.
This is our final pen already, so we've ran a fairly quick preview for you tonight. Gilt pen and one of the better pens in the sale as well, just for depth of quality. So the four coming in here are 26, 27, 68, and 72. And 26 we can talk about first. That's the one Amaya in the purple's got. Then her sister there would be 68. That's also in the corner there. Harley's got. So those two are littermate sisters. Those are sired by Heavyweight on an up-down wedding night sow. So that sow actually is a sow that raised the Grand and Reserve at Sacramento County Fair last year. She's an up-down wedding night that Grandma was the grand overall at California State Fair a few years back that Lexi showed. And then Dowdy and Grove bought her, bred her to Arbor up down and made this 2.7 sow that they wound up sending back here, and we bred to Heavyweight, and that's what these pigs are. So again, that's the one Harley's on, and the ones Amaya is on. 68 and 26 are what they are. Really big chested, really good bodied. Really heavy structured, just extra complete pigs. Very similar in their build, and they definitely are Hamp Mark kind of pigs too. Pretty excited about those gilts, and I would say study on them pretty hard. This one Amaya's got now is who's that one, Amaya? 27. So she's a different league gilt. She's a 28 litter. Would be a different league game on. And she's probably as tall and as late maturing of a different league as what you'll find. She's a little just later and greener into her center body. She has a big giant hind leg. You can kind of see just how dense the hair is on her hind leg. It's almost strange to look at just how big, but you can see she's going to be real big-legged. Very, very just kind of long reaching off either end of her skeleton. I think this one fits the bill for if you're looking for a gilt to show at a state fair and maybe make a sow out of. That one's going to be really fun, and being a taller, different legged gilt is definitely not a bad thing. And then this one that Harley's got over here on the far side is going to be 72, right, Harley? Yep, she's got a little bit bigger ear set on her. She's a game plan on that rightfully so sow. So we showed you her mates just a bit earlier that were calicos. I think that one has sow written all over her. She'd certainly be a good jackpot gilt or a good county fair kind of pig. But you're wanting to breed to get a sow or to buy a female you can make a sow out of. This 72 fits the bill really, really well. She's so loose and comfortable in her skeleton. She's out of a productive sow and a really strong litter of pigs. That's a really nice little gilt. That's 72.
Yeah, again, different goals and endpoints within this particular four. I think some that can finish a little earlier, like that 72, and some that can make a Midwest State Fair or into August, no problem. So depending on what you're thinking, that may dictate which ones you gravitate towards. But I think this 27 is awfully good if you're hunting a gilt to show in August. She's stout, big-footed, good and clean about her look, good about her joints, very flexible and comfortable. All four gilts are really impressive when they leave you in terms of squareness and muscle. So a good four gilts here as we get close to finishing up the preview.
These three are all litter mates. These are 69, 70, and 71, and these are heavyweights. They're actually litter mates to the 31 and 32 males we showed you a little bit ago, and the two males are a little bigger than their mate sisters. They must have got on the front end of the milk train for mama. But study these three, and we're pretty proud of them. We think these three do some really good things. A couple Hamp Mark gilts, and then this little 71 over here is the black one with the white rear legs there. But again, the pedigree would be heavyweight. BR 64-1, 140-7 is the mom. Just good skeleton pigs that have enough to them. This little gilt Palin's working on has a big old chest and a big old head on her. She's one of the smaller gilts, just pound-wise in the sale. But I sure wouldn't be afraid of that one. She sure does everything right just as far as squareness of build, and every angle you study that one, there's she's complete and square. The 71 that Amaya's got, I thought looked really, really good this morning. She's just a little bit later in her maturity pattern than her sisters. Still very, very stout. I thought that one looked awfully fun. I wish she had some white front legs as well, and maybe could be a Burke kind of candidate, but that might be a little tricky with that one. And then the other bigger belted gilt, probably the most muscular and shapely of the three. So very nice little trio of gilts here. Again, 69, 70, 71.
Yeah, these are three gilts that I think get well into August and then probably well beyond, too, depending on where and when you can show. But I think all three fit that as far as size goes, but good high-quality gilts. And I really like the skull shape on this little one. When she comes at you, she's busted open. She's really stout about her skull, good about her jawline, good about her angles. Like Russell said, this 71 with the white back feet, she gives you a sharp look. She's really athletic, really comfortable out here. And then the bigger one is the muscular of the three. She's got the shape up high, earlier muscled than the other two. But I think three high-quality smaller gilts for, depending on where you can show and when. But I think they can be competitive.
Last three gilts are going to be three fun ones to end on. So these are 28, 73, and 67. And these are the last pigs we have to show you in the preview here tonight. 28 would be the calico, the big calico in the middle. And then 67 is the other calico. Is that right? 67 is the belt, and then 73 is the other calico. So Palin's got the kind of the 28 hooked up there. Palin in the green, and she is a game plan. Rightfully so. So she's out of that really strong litter. We've showed you about 5 of those, and we told you we'd have a bunch of good game plans toward the end. But study this 28. That's a really fun gilt. Is she as heavy boned as some of the other ones we've had throughout the day? Probably not. But is she stout enough? She is for me. I think that one's extra complete and just a very, very good choice. And, if you're just wanting to buy a good pig, you're maybe not sure, you want to show a bunch and, maybe end up at the fair, maybe end up at a big show, that's a great pig to do that with. That's just a fault-free, no nonsense kind of gilt. Has an attractive color pattern and is going to get something done. This other calico here that Harley's got, again, that one's 73. That's also a game plan. She's a 34 liter, would be a game plan tricked out. And that one's got a shot more muscle in her. Got a big hind leg, got a big pin set. Not messed up either. Just a real good solid gilt. This game plan has done us a really solid job this set. And I'd tell you, if you're just looking for, something nice, then I think we've got some really good options down here toward the end. And, complete animals win shows. And that's what we try to put together. And these 2 calicos certainly fit that bill. And then that 28 the 70 or 69 over there, belted gilt that Maya's got is definitely one that you. 67. Did I say 69? Sorry, 67 would be the belt. That's what Maya and the purple's got there. That's a different league, heavy hitter, and got lots of extras on her as well. She's got. Big features, lots of bone and hair and kind of extras, and she's got one of the better pictures in the set, as you can probably imagine when she poses. That one's pretty striking. Definitely a big ring kind of gilt there, and a really, really fun one to kind of end on showing you here. And again, her tag is 67.
A really good trio to round out the preview, and 67's one of needs to be on the short list if you want to win a big gilt show, a state fair caliber. I think she could do that when she comes at you. That's as good of a view as you can get. And then 28, we haven't talked a ton on pedigrees today, but every place in the country that has rightfully so sows, like this one's mom, they make a lot of money because the rightfully so deal on the bottom side, they make really good, high-quality sellable pigs that go on and win. So if you're looking from a sow perspective, I think 28 needs to be on the short list from a lineage standpoint. And then 73, the more white calico kind of gilt that Harley's on, that one can show for a long time. She's built right. She's got a big hind leg. She's flexible. Really good high-quality trio of gilts to finish out on, Russell.
We want to thank you for coming, and just remind everyone tomorrow's schedule, which the preview starts at 10. I won't be present here. I'll be at home on the phone trying to get back to some phone bidders and such. Clay will be here conducting the preview with a couple other folks at 10. That'll give you another great chance to look at these pigs and hear commentary on them as well. And then the sale starts at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me anytime between now and then. I'll get up early and we're going to hit it hard. Clay is also here, and Preston to my left, Preston Alberti. Both of their numbers are listed on the sales site as well. They've both been through the pigs in depth quite a bit. And Dustin Andrews helped me take photos. He also went through the pigs, and his phone number's on there too. We got a lot of folks to help and a lot of people that have been through the set. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Let us know how we can help, and we're excited about tomorrow's sale. Thanks for coming.